1 year. Actually, even more than 1 year, I've been waiting to drive the car right behind me. My 1993 Mark IV Toyota Supra, which I have been turning into my very own Fast and Furious tribute car over the past 1 year. I'm incredibly excited to finally drive this car on the streets. But first, let's figure out some minor details about the car, just some finishing touches here and there. Number 1, hook up a boost gauge to the car. Number 2, install these super cool number plate pods that I got. And number 3, fix the stank. Ever since I got the car, I have been dealing with quite the stank on the interior of this thing. Now I have already kind of resolved this problem by flocking the entire dashboard, door cards, and the rest of the interior. So essentially all of the stinky smell basically got sealed by the epoxy that I've put on there before flocking. But I cannot help but think that there's just still a little bit of that smell left, and I cannot even describe it properly. It's just this like old musky, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. So this thing, you actually turn it on, it will spray some aerosol. You shut your car, leave it in there for 15 minutes, crank up the ventilation, and supposedly this is supposed to remove all bad odors. It's like spurting quite a lot. Wait, let me... Oh my god. 15 minutes later, I'm now just letting the interior air out a little bit. And maybe I was too dumb to use this thing. The entire roof liner of the Supra was covered in liquid. The liquid is kind of greasy, so it's really hard to remove. One thing I gotta leave to them is that the smell is 100% gone. I don't know how that worked, even though it kind of messed up my interior with this greasy liquid. I've decided to get myself these right here. These are JDM number plate pods, and the purpose of these is to actually cover up the left and the right side surrounding the number plate. And these come in really handy because when I wrapped the Supra with my brother, we had a bit of a mishap. As you can see right here, my brother had to do an inlay for the cutout of the license plate, and sadly on this spot right here, the wrap just kept bubbling and bubbling, and I tried to fix it by heating it up. However, when I heated it up, you can see it just completely tore. But good thing is that I wanted these number plate pods from the beginning, so these actually come in really handy, because what they do is, yep, cover everything up. I can already see it coming that this is going to be a controversial one in the comments down below. But honestly, I really like it. Many people in Japan actually rock these, and I think they look kind of cool. And the most important part, they cover up all of the spots where we kind of messed up while wrapping. So I'm glad I installed them. But still, let me know in the comments below what you think about them. But honestly, I think they look pretty cool. Next up, let's get this boost gauge hooked up. It's been installed for quite a while now, but it's not hooked up at the minute. And me hooking it up is also just a temporary solution, because once I do the transmission swap to run big power numbers with the Supra, I will most likely go for an MFD that sits like literally right behind the steering wheel, that displays like AFR values, EGT, oil pressure, temperature, etc. But for now, I need this because I need to keep an eye on the boost level, since we are still running the W58 transmission that comes in the naturally aspirated car, and that transmission is pretty weak, so I will need to have a way of monitoring that the boost levels do not exceed 0.7 bar, which are the stock boost levels, because otherwise the transmission will go boom. Ladies and gentlemen, do we have a boost gauge? Yes, sir, we do. I cannot wait to get rid of this boost gauge again, even though it looks kind of cool. But as I said, I will be swapping this out once I swap the transmission, because then I will run a MFD, like a multi-function display, with all of the gauges I need all in one. Alright, next up, main inspection, I guess. Just like every time, I will probably not be able to film anything, but I will see you guys after the main inspection. We're just gonna drive there real quick, and then honestly, just please pray for me that the Supra is gonna pass the main inspection. I'll see you guys in a minute.
Aber Lenkrad steht gerade, gell?
Halbwegs. Ja, der fährt sich gut, ey.
Geil.
Schon geil.
Geiles Gefühl.
Ja, Mann. Boah, scheiße, Alter, der geht voll schnell hoch vom Ladedruck.
Ja, aber auch die Sitze sind voll geil.
Ja, das ist geil, gell?
Die sind ultra geil.
Boah, Alter, ich muss echt aufpassen. Der war gerade mit Viertel Gas oder so bei 0,5 Bar schon. Ja. We made it to the main inspection. Let's pray that the Supra will pass. First drive went absolutely insane. Now the alignment is also spot on. I'm really surprised that my DIY home alignment worked that well. Anyways, let's get in. Probably not be able to film anything, but I'll see you guys afterwards.
Auf und sag bye 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 bye.
Did we pass the main inspection?
No, we didn't. For allem we didn't. You didn't.
And why didn't we pass the main inspection for the Supra?
Because of your shitty rims. Look at my rims right now. That's the shit.
Von hier aus sieht es aus wie Euter.
Okay, schön deine Eier. Junge, ich will die Schraube nicht verlieren.
I'm back home, and sadly the Supra did not pass. And the reasons for that are actually plenty. It had some flaws that are honestly not easily fixed, which is a real bummer. The number one reason being the wheels. The problem wasn't the wheel fitment, but the problem was actually that the wheels didn't have a valid certificate for the German market. And apparently the guy I ordered with the wheels from decided to Dremel out the numbers that are stamped into the wheel on the inside of the face. And yeah, the inspector did not like that. I didn't even see that before, so that's a real bummer. So he basically just told me, bro, you need new wheels. And it's so annoying because I literally bought them brand new for not really a little amount of money, and I put some brand new tires on there, and now I gotta get brand new wheels again for the Supra. So now, apart from that, the Supra actually didn't have that many issues. One more issue was that the brake lines where they actually clip onto the chassis of the car, the clips were missing, so the brake lines were actually just vibrating a tiny bit. Another thing was the suspension itself, the way I dialed it in. Now, in order to be street legal, they need to be dialed into a specific spec, and I missed the spec by adjusting it to my liking, or to the height where I thought it would be street legal. But apart from that, everything seemed very good. So the game plan for now is find new wheels. I literally don't know what wheels to go with for the car, and sort out all of the small gremlins around it that the inspector didn't like, which is not going to be that big of a deal, but wheels are going to be the biggest problem for me.